pint in there with a spoon.
What? Where are you,
pint.
Steve?
$1.99 a pint in the local with the spoons.
You know,
Well, that's worth the train fare up to your place.
We're going to.
Yeah, all right.
Morning, Steve.
Good morning. Good morning.
Morning,
Happy
Mr.
Father's Day to those who are.
What's that?
Yep.
I said Happy Father's Day to those who are.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. I've got loads to do today: gardening, cooking,
Yeah,
painting.
I saw you mention that.
Yeah, no day off for the.
Steve, answer me this question. Right, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 5 in. No, 4th in from the left. Is that you?
Where are we?
Steve what?
Steve Watts. 4th
1,
in
2,
from
3,
the
4,
left.
5. No, 5 in from the left.
Right behind your head.
Yeah.
I don't know. It should be because
really
all those guys, yeah, all those Tracy, McRoss, Huey, all those guys.
All of them.
Yeah, I think maybe.
Yeah, John Morton, John Murphy, Little Celia.
Yep.
Who the? Yeah, I only found it the other day. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
It looks like I was the only one who was working that day.
Might have been too. Or the one who looked like it was anyway.
Looked like I was working.
Yeah.
I see we don't play you until Boxing Day.
Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, good fixture, eh?
The first game after the World Cup.
Yeah, fantastic. Everybody will be happy.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, England are not going to be happy. Not on that performance they put up the other day.
I reckon. What a shocker, eh? What
Terrible.
a bloody shocker.
Terrible.
Yeah.
It's reminded me of Ashton Gate.
What are you up to, Dave?
I don't know what you're doing, David.
The boys are playing tonight. The under-19s, is it all being shown over there?
Sorry, boy. Just getting into the recording studio.
Oh, there he is.
There we go.
Can you pump your chair? Oh, there you go.
Stephen.
It's like that bloody geezer with his hands over the thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
The Muppets again.
He had a name,
They're
didn't
back.
he?
Yeah.
Chad.
What is it?
Chad
What is
was
it?
his name.
This could be Bobo, I think.
The line was, "What's up, Chad?" And then there was his picture.
Yeah.
Oh, here we are.
Oh, wow.
Live from Ascot. Good to see you, Bobo.
Hello, guys. How are you?
Hey, Bobo.
Bobo, loved all your footage as well, all down in Sydney.
Did you catch yourself a whale?
We caught 2 whales.
Ishmael, did you catch yourself a whale?
Yeah, we did okay. We caught 2 whales. We were looking for the 3rd, but we didn't get it. Yeah. So how is everyone? All right?
We're all
we're good.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'm only going to be 15 minutes because I'm actually going out for dinner at 6:30, just catching up, just say goodbye to a few people. So, but that's why I came in real early. So how is everyone? All well?
Yeah, we're good, Bobo.
Yeah.
We're good.
Thanks,
Bobo.
That's good, Steve. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate.
Yeah,
You?
all good.
Good, Pete. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just getting geared up for my trip back or heading back out of Australia on the 9th of July. So, which is good.
Bobo, how about we try and catch up before you go? Because I haven't met up with you.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Well, what I'll do is after or tomorrow, I'll give you a call tomorrow, Steve.
Okay.
And we'll organise something. Yeah. So
Try and do something
really
in
good.
town or something. Yeah.
Meeting
like that.
town. That'd be good. Like to do that. Be good.
Yes.
So
Good.
yeah. So I'm very
Excellent.
pleased that I actually just got my whole reason was to come back was to sort my pension out, and so I've got my pension now from the Australian government.
That's it. You get the pension there, you piss off.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, piss off.
listen, Bobo, if you're coming back, you've missed the summer, mate. You've missed the summer.
I know what's happened. It's
We had
30
it
odd degrees, isn't it?
Friday.
That was yesterday.
We had it on
Oh,
Friday.
that was
Well, the sun's out here at the moment.
Oh, it's
Yes.
snowing here.
Yeah.
it's snowing.
Lovely.
You guys are lucky. In Washington State, it's been miserable as hell
Oh
Really?
no.
the whole of June. We call it the June gloom.
I saw
Yeah.
you said that. I didn't understand
Yeah,
why.
yeah. It's always the same. Summer doesn't start till after the 4th of July.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
strange.
We had 31 degrees.
we're midwinter and we had 18 degrees today. Beautiful.
Yeah. We had
It was a nice
31
day. I went up
for a day,
to the national park.
31
Great
degrees
day.
for a day, and then the day after it was 13 degrees. So
Unbelievable. Oh dear. Well,
And
I
you're
went for a
going back
walk
to
in the
that,
national
Mama?
park.
don't
Sorry?
forget don't forget not to pack your sunblock.
Yeah. We went
Save
over
the
to the Isle of Wight and on a friend's rib day before yesterday. It absolutely got sunburnt. We went
Huh?
swimming off the boat and we
Oh, no.
cream on, but it's flipping. It was a great day, lovely day. That was
Weren't
on
you wearing your cap
Friday.
again, Dave? Were you not wearing your hat?
I did wear my hat.
Mhm.
Thank you for mentioning it, Steve. But I couldn't when we went across the Solent because it would have blown off my flipping head.
You were blowing off some head.
Is it the festival of you?
Right, Stephen, we'll say hello to Alistair now. Good to see you, Alistair.
Who's it? Alistair. Morning, Alistair.
Good morning.
Morning,
Alistair.
Alistair. How are you?
Hello.
Fine.
Mm.
How was the cruise?
It was great. I must admit, Britannia's too big for me.
Mhm.
Yeah. Let me
Yeah,
ask you a question,
very
Alice. Did
small,
you have the
so.
drink? Did you have the drink package?
No, I got a discount off I got 25% off.
Oh, right.
the drinks.
Okay. Because I'm going on the Azure now in August.
What's the drink
Nice.
package involved, Steve?
40 quid a day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a lot cheaper on Norwegian.
What Steve does is he looks through the brochure for the drinks package and then finds out what ship it's on.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Well, it works out if you figure out what you're going to drink a day. I was drinking about 70 odd pounds worth. So
Oh, okay. So it's good.
Bargain.
That's a good
Half
deal.
price.
Oh, now Steve, as in what? Who's behind?
I don't know. That's why I put it up. I was going to ask Pete. He was
behind?
crew barman there, Pete, on Arcadia, when I worked before,
Ooh.
helped him out there.
Well, the one with the moustache, sort of.
Yeah.
It looks
Gra-
familiar. I haven't got
Could
a
it be
name for it
Graham?
though. I haven't got a
Could
name.
it be a Graham?
Graham. Don't know many Grahams.
Okay. I worked with him in the crew bar, but I just came across the photo and didn't know. I couldn't think who it
Yeah,
was.
he
I thought-
looks really familiar
Hmm.
because he
Okay.
would have been
Yeah,
an assistant barman, wouldn't he?
Yeah, crew barman. Yeah.
Yeah, is his rating.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Is it on the Arcadia?
Yeah. Arcadia.
Hmm.
Interesting. So, Steve, did you have two people working in the crew bar? So it's normally just the one.
No, I think I might have still been a bellboy then, and I just used to help
Okay.
out.
Okay.
Bit of extra dollars.
Okay.
What, you used to just help out when they were busy?
which was basically all day, every day.
Oh, it's the old ones, yeah.
Very good.
Hey, now,
Well,
Colonel-
are they
Colonel, while
senior
you're still-
service?
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Are they senior service? Wow.
They
Senior
are. I
service.
was thinking of what's his name, the barman, Colonel.
Named the barman.
He used to smoke a carton a day.
Frank Whitcomb used to smoke a carton a day.
Oh,
that-
yeah,
that-
he did,
that-
didn't he?
That'll be Bob
Bob-
Griffiths.
Bob
Griffiths,
Griffiths.
Dave.
Bob Griffiths was-
Oh yeah, Bob Griffiths. He did, didn't he? He smoked
Yeah.
like mad, Bob Griffiths.
And not
Yeah,
only
yeah.
that,
Never-
not only that, he contributed to Mr.
Global
Mr.
warming.
to Mr. Foodie's retirement account.
You did?
Yeah,
Who?
he
Nice
spent
man.
all his time on the one-armed bandits behind the ocean bar.
Oh, did he?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
Bob Griffiths still alive?
Cheers to Bob Griffiths.
I don't know,
Nice
Bob.
guy.
I don't
I'm
know.
not sure.
He's a nice guy.
I was just going to find a photo.
He was wonderful to me. I'll tell you that. Wonderful.
No, he was a good.
Nice
He was a
man.
good barman too. Nice
Because
guy. Fair guy.
I think I had him after John Welton, so it was a big change.
Mm.
Yeah, he was a nice guy, Bob Griffiths. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Colonel, I
Yes,
was
David.
watching. You know, it's Paul McCartney's 80th.
Yes, I do. Yes. Yeah.
And yesterday, I watched it on some of it last night on the telly. The biggest when he was with Wings, the biggest crowd he had was not playing in front of when he was performing, not the Shea, which was 60 odd thousand.
Yeah.
It was 76,000. That's in Seattle.
I was there. I was there.
Were you there?
Were you?
It was the funniest thing because Mrs. Kling, she's always getting bargains, right? And so at the last minute, she says, "Oh, this looks good. It's box seats for McCartney, and it's like so much." I said, "Oh, no, let's forget it." Anyway, she always gets her way. It wasn't box seats. It was a private box from a bar.
Oh, you're joking.
It was the best night ever. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Had a sofa. I mean, there's about 12 people there, right? There's a private box with 12 people. Yeah. It was great. Yeah.
Will she be able to get us those tickets for 26 World Cup, John?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. I'd be interested. Yeah.
Steve, have you not been given your
tickets.
tickets yet? The rest of us have all received them from Colonel.
Oh, I got mine. The mail's very slow over here.
Oh, all right.
I knew they'd be on the way.
Oh dear.
Well, I'll start saving up for that one, John.
I reckon.
Yeah, it's gonna be spendy. I know it is. Yeah.
God, you're going to have a lot of people staying with you.
Yeah.
They're all coming. They're all coming.
Everyone's Steve's already looked in the brochure. He's chosen which bedroom he wants in your house.
Yeah.
Just depends on the booze package.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to provide a good one there.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
All right. I'm going to hand over to Dave and go back to bed, guys, because it's late. So Dave, I'm leaving it to you.
All right, Johnny.
I'll see you
All
guys.
right, Johnny. See you,
I'll
Colonel.
See you tonight. See you tonight.
Yeah, I'll just take care of
See you
this.
tonight,
I'll just
Yeah.
leave,
Cheers, Johnny.
delete in, and I'll
Yeah.
sign Dave as the host.
Right.
And just give me a text if something doesn't work when I press this button right now, but it should be good.
Okay.
See ya.
So, mate.
Oh no, it's looking good. Oh, all of a sudden, as soon as Johnny's gone, we've got some nice new backdrops come in. Obviously, Pete, I love that one with you with what's his name, Tremble. That's a lovely one. That sums you two up just as was. And you're there. You've moved around, Pete. Who are you with behind Steve?
Jack the Rat.
Jack
Jack
Rat.
the Rat.
Oh, Jack the Rat. Yeah.
Jack the Rat.
So, which bar's what? Obviously, the one at the top there on you, Pete, is that going sort of out onto deck?
Yeah, well, that's by the forage swimming pool behind the lookout bar, is it, Steve?
On the PP, is that?
No, it's. I think
Yeah.
it's the arc. Oh, it might have been. Oh, it might have been actually. Might have been the IP or the PP. The other one is that the Dorchester bar.
Dorchester Bar in the Ark, I think, Pete.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what was the Dorchester bar?
It was the main
money,
ballroom.
Is it
Money-making
is it the
machine.
showroom or just or did you have a separate theatre for the shows?
No, yeah, it fed into the into the showroom.
Right.
it was a really big old bar, big old
Big old
public
bar.
room.
Yeah.
So is that a pantry service? Is it?
No, it's
No.
back. Is it the back bar or the front bar?
I think it's round the back, Pete.
yeah, it's the back bar.
That
front
went out
bar
onto the
was-
pool.
Was huge, wasn't it?
Massive bar.
Yeah.
Flipping heck. And now Fruity's come up with that. That's a nice group one. Oh, with Bob Griffiths.
Yeah, that's why I looked for it. Yeah,
Yeah, that's a nice picture of Bob there.
That-
isn't
that
it?
was-
Alan
was-
Lee
yeah. It's Malcolm Castleton, Cass,
got leggy in it
Mick
as well, hasn't he?
Davis.
myself, Bob Griffiths,
Yeah.
Sheepdog. I can't remember the young lad at the back. He was assistant barman and Leggy. That was in the monkey.
Rowlands. Mark Rowlands is behind.
Nice, Mark Roll with the glasses.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That was it. That was taken in the Monkey Bar Garden. We used to go there for a drink about 1 o'clock in the morning when the bar had closed, and they'd all come wandering from different bars, Ocean Bar, Princess
Okay. Yeah.
thing. Yeah, we were known as the KB Club.
Oh, the knockbacks.
Yeah.
Not back. Not back. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Being KB'd. Yeah. Oh, and what's that one, Pete? Steve, again, a mass there. What?
Yeah, mass. I'm not sure a lot of bodies in there. Pete would know more than I think.
Oh, all right. Is that a crew bar? Is that a crew bar social?
The drag
I
night.
think it
Dave.
was. Yeah.
The drag night.
No, that's just a normal night there, Steve.
Normal night. in the
Normal,
crew, yeah.
normal night out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
breakfast service.
Oh,
That's Ray, the third chef, isn't it, in the stripy shirt, Ray Parker. Then you got Hillary.
Yeah.
Then you got Julie Clements, who's the sister
Yeah.
of the old
Morning.
Hampshire quickie, Tim Tremlett.
And you got Jerry with the curly hair.
Morning,
Used to
Ian.
be telly op.
Morning, Alistair. Morning, Stephen.
Oh, yeah.
Morning, Fruity. Morning, Pete.
Talking
Morning,
of drag,
Okay.
talking of drag, she's in.
Slacking, you're slacking.
Slacky.
Actually, Fruity,
Slack, Alice.
I actually looked at a hotel last night, and I thought of you immediately. I thought we've got to pick you up and take you there to stay. It's called the Cock Inn.
Okay.
Well, I'm sure you can tell me a bit about it.
I will, dear.
Is it,
Hang on.
is it big?
Enjoy the ride. Yeah, it's a big place.
Well, you want to look, see what's on the there, look, on my mug.
Oh, look at that.
A friend of mine, she gave it to me for my 70th birthday. I'm not going to tell you what else was with it.
Oh, bloody great.
Oh, dear.
Macca, Colonel sends his, well, obviously will have sent his regards. He's been on, but he's just gone back to bed.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
No problem.
So, Alistair, how long was the cruise on the Britannia?
Fortnight.
Wow. And where were you going?
It was just around Spain and up to France,
Mhm.
but it was lovely weather.
Yes. Yeah.
The Bay Biscay was flat calm both ways. And I've
Fantastic.
not seen that for years.
Mm.
Mm.
It's quite eerie, actually, isn't it? Going
Yeah.
through on a flat calm.
I suppose you were balancing then, weren't you? Coming through the
Yeah.
Alistair, did you see a lot of sea life, as in whales and dolphins through
Yeah. Yeah. Wales, dolphin, all up the Portuguese coast.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're
no.
heading north at the moment because the whales have a breeding ground off Scotland, and they all make their way up there to be up
Yes.
there for July.
Yeah, they do. They've got they do a record, counts as best as they can. And,
Yeah.
and when we were on Hebridean Princess, we used to have to send in info to this site if we'd seen any, you know, so they could just record them as such, you know. But we saw the blue whale in the Bay today off the Pride of Bilbao, obviously years and years ago. But it was way in the distance, and we used to get whale watchers coming on a 3-day round trip, and they'd go up on top of the Monkey Island with their telescopes and all sorts. And I was doing a passenger trip with our family, and I went up there with them and saw the blow of this whale, which was miles out. And then they saw I saw it as well, the tail coming up, and they said, right, that's the blue, you know. So it wasn't right by the side of the ship.
No.
But
They're huge blue whales.
yeah.
Huge.
So
Did you get sightings yesterday, Bobo?
Bobo,
Sorry?
did you
Did
see
you
any
get sightings yesterday?
Sorry, I can't hear.
Did you get whale sightings yesterday?
Yeah, we only saw in the swell out of the heads yesterday was our boat's only licensed for 2.5 meters, but in the morning it was about 2.7. But we saw 2 juvenile humpback whales, and they did 2 really big breaches together. That was in the morning, and that's all we saw in the morning. And then the afternoon, we went out yesterday afternoon, and we had to come back. The swell was just awful. There was only one other boat, and we didn't see anything. But I'm actually next Sunday. I'm doing whale watching for my friend. That's the reason why I went out. Was he's having next Sunday off. So next Sunday I'm going out. So anyone, Mac or Steve, if you want to come, let me know. I'm doing 10 o'clock till 12:30 out of Darling Harbour, and I think it's 1:15 till whatever it is, 3:45 next Sunday. So providing the weather's okay. It's a smaller boat. It's not a big boat, but it should be fun. Yeah. Usually the morning seems to be the better time to see the whales. So yeah. Right. So, but just let me know. And yeah. We'll talk. Now, guys, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go because I'm heading out for dinner with some people. But I'll try and maybe catch you maybe in the crew bar. We'll see how we go at 4 a.m. So, but yeah. So I'll catch up. But and in a couple of weeks, well, I'll 2 or 3 weeks, I'll be on my way. So.
Bobo, just a very quick one. Will you be in the UK in about the 24th of August?
I'm not sure, because at the moment I'm going to Philippines first, then I'm going to Korea, and I think I'm coming back to the Philippines. It's possible. I'm not sure, but I'll let you know. 24th of August. So what's happening?
23rd, 24th. Oh, some old tarts coming over.
Oh,
and we were going to meet up.
Yes. Oh, Macca. Is that you? Yeah. Oh, well, if I'm around, I would love to come and join you guys. So, but Steve, Macca, Steve was saying that I might try and catch up with him maybe next week or the week after. So it'd be good if we could try and catch up with you as well, just before I go back. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to have to go, guys, but have a great crew bar.
Cheers, Bobo.
And we'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.
Right.
Bye. Morning, Taffy.
Morning, Taffy.
Morning,
Taffy.
Hey, Taffy, we saw you last night, actually, in Cardiff. I saw you in the front row at the Stereophonics. Yeah, it was good.
Did you? All my couple of my nieces and nephews were there.
I bet
they had a great time.
Yeah, it looked good. I didn't know all the music, so I'd recorded it. I whizzed through a few of them, but I did, have a nice day,
Yeah.
But that was one of them, and
it's funny, but that they only live about, or they were brought up about 3 miles up the valley from me in Blackwood. Yeah. And the one guy, has he died? The bass player, the one that used to walk around the stage a bit. He was he's actually the gay one.
Really? Why did you pick on him then?
Well, when I started wearing sunglasses, I used to go into a shop and he go to the same shop and she sold me a pair of, I was off to California and she sold me a pair of sunglasses and they looked a bit like Elvis Presley glasses. And he was really, he was cracking up with it. He thought it was great because he always wore dark glasses on the stage, the bass player. But
Right.
he's not there now. There's another bass player there. So I'm just wondering what's happened to him, if he's ill or if he's passed. I'll have to check it up.
Got it.
Check
got
on it.
I
But he
know
was really funny. He thought my glasses were really cool. Hey, cool.
Taffy, they are cool. Whatever. All right. Just remember that. Hey, and Tom Bones came on as well, didn't it? He came on for a number.
Oh, Tom, yeah, Tom Bach, yeah.
Yeah.
And did you know he actually played in my mother's working man's club when he was, when they were called, what were they called? They were in a group and they paid him off after the first half because, and played bingo because they were too noisy. It was on a Sunday morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Can you imagine that paying off Tom Jones? They gave him the money and said, "That's well done, lads, but you needn't come on the second half."
Hey, and of course, it's the Isle of Wight this weekend. It's the Isle of Wight Festival this weekend.
This weekend, is it?
Yeah,
Oh, right.
it's quite low key, really. I think you know, it's not. I think they're showing it on a Sky channel. You know, some of the recordings of it, but
It's next weekend.
no, it's now.
No,
It's on now.
No,
Glastonbury next weekend, isn't it?
Glastonbury is that next weekend? Is it?
Laura didn't like it.
Yeah. So we were just Macca. I don't know if you were in when we were talking to Colonel about and Taffy as well. You know, it's Paul McCartney's 80th. He's 80 now, and they were the biggest crowd he played in was with Wings at Seattle, and Colonel was there with Sydney in '78, I think it was.
Wow.
So what
Very
about
custom.
your
Very
what about the
customizing.
biggest, Macca, what was your biggest venue for a concert or a big one you saw?
For Debbie's 60th, I said I'd take her anywhere in the world that Rod Stewart was playing because that's her favourite. And he happened to be playing at Caesar's Palace in Vegas, so we went over there. It was good. It wasn't big, but it was
It's a real special venue. Yeah.
It was a memorable occasion.
Definitely.
It's like
he was in his
Queen's Jubilee. Rod Stewart.
It's all, and they were.
I know. I heard he was crap, wasn't he?
He was awful. He was awful.
Yeah.
He was. And Steve Watts, what about you for a concert or a memorable venue for a?
I think the one. Funny enough, it was a Rod Stewart concert I went to see when I was on a Romsey, and it was in Sydney at the Sydney Cricket Ground. And but just before he came on, a massive storm hit Sydney and struck the cricket ground, and it was all cancelled.
You too.
Yeah, the whole concert was cancelled. And of course, we were sailing that the next day, and so there go the tickets.
Yeah. And Alistair, what about you? Don't say Rod Stewart as well.
Rod Stewart.
No, I think it was the Bay City Rollers.
Hey, Rollers.
Oh.
Why aren't we surprised?
Bye, baby.
And Steve Walker, what about you?
Well, I can remember a big one we went to, David, was the Who.
Oh, yes.
Who?
Yeah. At the NEC, wasn't it? Birmingham.
Yes.
Birmingham.
Oh, that was a good one. And what about you, Taffy?
It was most outstanding one was in Verona. I went to the opera in the Colosseum, and it was unbelievable. It was you know, a fully complete Colosseum, Roman, what do they call them?
Amphitheatre.
Amphitheatre. And it's massive, and it's right in the center of Verona. And I was parked up there about 15 years ago in the original Taffmobile. And I walked and I seen all the signs outside, and I thought, I've got to go and see this. It was the one about the soldier who falls in love, and but it was unbelievable. And it was all outdoors. And there were people, I was sat next to people who'd just flown out for the opera, you know, for that weekend. So that was my most exciting. Mind you, I have sat down. There's my claim to fame with the pop world. I had an old fiance of mine, and I sat, when I visited her house, well, it was her parents' house, and I went to the toilet and I sat down in the toilet, and on one wall was her brother playing Alfie in New York, and on the other wall was a gold disc for Tommy, the movie, the Tommy the musical. Was on the other wall in the toilets for 3 million copies or something sold in America.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah. So that's my pop.
Couldn't they find a better place to put them?
Well, I guess it was the end of the 60s, and it was their attitude, you know, it's the rock star attitude, really.
Yeah.
You know, stick it in the toilet, on the toilet walls. I mean, it impressed me because I didn't even know really at that time how famous her brothers were, you know. But
what were her brothers doing within that industry?
Well, he was a joint record producer for Track Records. I'm not sure whether he fully owned or part owned Track Records. He started Track Records, and anyhow he set it up, and so the Who were on his label. He actually he took them out to America. And Tommy, and he was an executive producer or one of the executive producers for Tommy the movie as well. And I went to the premiere of that not the premiere was in New York, but I went to the second premiere a week later in Leicester Square for Tommy. It was amazing, really, because I was really square and they were all sort of 60s rock star types. And I was this boy from the valleys.
And what happened to her?
Oh, I'd love to meet up with her again, but it's the same with Old Flames. I did see her again about 3 or 4 years later on a train, and you gotta have the romantic story now. It broke my heart because I went off to sea and I bought her this ring in Greece, and she was I had been up to head office having another bollocking up in Aldgate. And I was on the tube going back to Paddington, and you won't believe it, but she was with, I don't know, it might have been a younger brother, but I thought she was with this guy. I'm not sure. But she was down the end of the carriage, and she was flicking a finger at me that she still had the ring on, you know, that I gave her. Like, it was so, I was pissed all the way home again. Anyhow, that's my story for now.
So moving on, that Fruity, have you got a story of being at a concert or?
No, I haven't. I don't think I've ever been to a concert. Well, not that type of concert.
No. But all right.
Well, what type have you been to, Fruity?
A few live shows.
Yeah. What about
none of your business?
Oh. You tell him.
Yeah.
You tell him.
No, I like music, but I'm not I don't have a particular favourite artist or band or group. I just like music. You know, no matter what it is, to me, it's like if I'm in the car, the radio's on in the car, and it's just music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some big disappointments. You know, I used to love Dylan. Oh, I still do. Love Bob Dylan and always have done. But, you know, last time he came out to Sydney, you know, I bust my guts to get tickets and went to see him, great seats and all that. And he was bloody awful. It was an absolute shocker. It was the biggest disappointment of my life. You know, you follow a band or a person like that and idolise them, and then go and see them live, and you really expect big things, and bang, it was a shocker.
It's like Phil Collins. We went to see Phil Collins when he was out here, and he can't stand.
He couldn't walk.
Can't walk.
Oh yeah.
He came on stage in a wheelchair.
That was sad.
That's sad, isn't it? Isn't it time to give it away?
Maybe.
Yeah, well, he had his son on the drums. You know, 19-year-old son.
I remember.
His voice wasn't too bad, was it? But
it was. Yeah, it was not the same. Stevie's right. It's sad. It is sad, though.
Shame. And obviously, Pete. Hopefully, one of the concerts you went to, you will mention. If
right, I know when you're talking about. The biggest concert I went to was the Stones in Hyde Park. Now they said there was 500,000 there, but there wasn't. There was about 250,000. But you couldn't hear it. They turned up with that amount of people. It was they were caught on the hop because they didn't think there was going to be that many, and they turned up with equipment that you wouldn't use in a club. So people from about 20 feet away from the front of the stage couldn't hear anything. It was shocking. But one of the most memorable ones was at sea, and I don't know, there must have been 25,000 there. That was for Bob Marley in Auckland.
Oh,
It was, Pete. It was.
And it was so funny. I went with Dave and a few others, but I sat down with Dave Pemberton at the pensioners do, and the first thing he said was, "Do you remember Bob Marley in Auckland?" And
No, was he's there? Was he with us?
Yeah, and I looked at him and went, "I don't remember you being there, Dave." He said, "No, I don't remember being there either." He was. And,
we don't even remember Bob Marley being there.
Let me ask you guys, what year was that?
Let's put it that perhaps we indulged in too many of the available substances at the time, not only alcohol. But he said, I said, "I don't remember you being there." He said, "I remember you being there, but I don't remember anything about the concert."
I know. Yeah.
Tell me, what year was that, guys?
That was
79.
Yeah.
79.
It was brilliant. It was
Yeah.
an amazing concert.
Yeah, it was.
I went to see somebody in Auckland, but I can't remember who it was.
Bob Marley.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody remembers that concert.
There are two other ones of musical ones. Well, one I saw the Stones up at Roundhay, up at Leeds with Pat and Pratty, because Pratty is the biggest Rolling Stones fan going. Anywhere, everywhere and anywhere they play, Peter will go. He loves them. So we met up with Pratty and we went to see the Stones up there, which was great. That was in about 82-ish. But the other one, you all remember, what's his name, the comedian, Billy Vader.
Yeah.
Billy Vader, comedian. Well, his tour, when he wasn't on the ship, was in Canada. He used to go on tour with Blind Baby Orbison, Roy Orbison, wasn't it? He used to do a tour with Roy Orbison. Well, Roy Orbison came over to the UK and he was playing at Southport. And Steve, you came up for it. Yeah. We had who else was there? Harry, can you hear me all right? Because my picture's frozen.
Yeah.
Go.
So Steve was there, but Harry the dog, Dave Hawkins, he was up, and we all went and saw Roy Orbison in Southport, and that was a memorable. So yeah, very, very good.
Yeah, but tell them what happened.
in front of the stage.
Steve, if you tell it, it'll probably sound more believable because I always embellish.
We were sat up by the sound guys, you know, the guys who do all the sound and the lights. We got talking to them, and the guy who was doing the sound and the lights knew Billy Vader. Yeah.
Very good. That's right. Yeah, yeah. And I think we went. Did we go on a double-decker bus or something on the way back? And somebody did a moon at the back of the bus.
No, we had a minibus, David. We had a minibus from yours.
Minibus. Oh, it's a minibus. We did it. I have a feeling. Did Pat's mum and dad come as well?
They might have done.
That's my father-in-law and mother-in-law that came as well, and I'm sure we did a moon at the back of the minibus.
You did it.
Yeah, no, I said to my mother-in-law, "Don't do that again."
Can't take them anywhere.
I can remember Lottie Witt's mooning out of a coach window in Malta.
Oh.
Well, if Gizzy was here, he would tell you. We were all stood up on deck on the Sea Princess in the dry dock as they took the crew that were flying home. This is November '86, and there's Witsy with his ass in the window.
I'll tell you, one of the strangest things I ever went to was in Sydney. Yeah, myself and this other bellboy were only 16. I was on the horse over 1970, 71. And this old queen on the horse over said, "Come on, guys, I'll take you out. A place called Lay Girls."
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the
Cross.
Cross. Well,
Carlotta.
me being
Carlotta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me being as green as grass, what the hell's going on? I didn't know what the hell was going on. You know what I mean? You want to see the photograph? I can understand why this old queen took us. So she's got two young lads with her, you know what I mean? And now I understand why. We were
That was
there
a great place.
She came in with the fillies there.
Yes, dear. All the fellas coming on in drag and taking everything off, and they had bigger dongers than you ever seen in your life.
Tranny Bingo Day, remember?
Tranny Bingo Day.
I remember Tranny Bingo. Yes.
Hey, girl, what a crazy place.
Yeah, we had dinner at the cottage and then we went to Tranny Bingo Day, didn't we?
Is Lay
Well,
Girls still going?
The other way round.
Oh, we went to Tranny first and then
We went to Tranny Bingo, didn't we? And left
And
the
then-
girls, and we went and had something to eat.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yes.
The cottage is still there. They're still going. Tranny Bingo's
No, it's gone.
it's gone from there, but they do it at other pubs.
Mm.
Yeah, they haven't
Right.
been for long.
I think it was on a documentary. We had it on the telly, I'm sure, last year or something. Whoever was travelling around Australia, and they went to a tranny bingo, whatever. Is it big out in Australia then? Is it?
No, it's not big. It is around. There's
Not
one
big.
at Balmain. Macca, isn't there? What pub at
Yeah,
Balmain?
Balmain.
We used to go to one in Balmain. They might have moved pubs. It's not the same one.
Yeah, yeah.
Because town hall closed.
No, that pub's a gym now, so
No, it's not anymore.
isn't it? Mm.
We've changed into something. I don't know.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think of the name.
One of
Who was
those, Steve, one of those girls from Lay Girls that you talked about was a old queen called Carlotta. She's one of the biggest celebrities in Sydney, like, you know, everybody knows, and TVs and appearances and stuff like that. Well, she was the founder or maker or
Yeah,
whatever you want to call,
was.
designer, developer of that Lay Girls, and performed with it for years and years. Recruited
Must be
and
getting-
trained.
I know, all
Yeah,
she
she's
is
got to
now.
be a good age.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got to be in the late 70s.
at
Yeah,
least.
she'd have to be, mate. Yeah, absolutely.
She
Yeah.
used to
Oh,
drink in the
Carlotta.
bourbon and beefsteak.
Yeah.
Steve.
Yes,
It
she's
must be the
yeah.
weather down there or something. It attracts it, because to me, the biggest celebrity you've got in Australia
Dave's got it.
was Dame Edna.
Oh, yeah.
Dame Edna, yeah.
Dame
It's a
Edna.
has been. It's a has been.
Yeah.
Dave.
Never
He
heard
was.
from him now.
No,
Nah.
we thought
No.
she'd
He's
be
getting
there
too old
forever,
as well.
like the Queen.
Who's the other one he does? Who's the guy who does?
Oh,
There's the pub in the background.
That's
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
Oh, flipping it! Well done, Fruity.
I know, that was good.
Mm.
Right, and that's in Sydney, is it?
It's in Balmain.
Yeah.
Balmain.
But
Main Street and Darling Street.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But they've closed it and made a gym. Now the gym's gone. And I think I don't know if it's a bar or a bottle shop or something. I don't know what.
Was
they've
it the
changed.
Town Hall, Rebecca?
Yeah.
Yeah, Town Hall.
Town Hall, wasn't it? Yeah.
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 There's some great pubs in Balmain.
Yeah, we bought a
There
place
is.
up the road a couple of years ago, but we rented it out.
Okay.
Did Ian tell you about our cruise?
No.
Yeah, we just did a 4-day cruise.
How did it go?
Oh, welcome to Bougainville.
The first night was a bit of an eye opener, but after that, we actually tried to get into the restaurant the first night, and they said we couldn't get in. Did they? Or something?
We're full.
We're full. Actually, no. We went to the Luke Mangan, the good restaurant. We went the first night.
Mm.
Then we went to breakfast the next morning in the restaurant. She said, "Oh, sorry, it's full. There's a waiting. You won't get in. You'll have to go up to the buffet." So we went up to the buffet. Oh my God, there were people everywhere. And it was like trying to find a table and queuing up for everything. So
we went a pigsty.
So we went down to the restaurant at lunchtime and said, "Look."
No, we asked for the maitre d',
when we got in there,
and he's not around. So I said to, well, who's in charge? And he said, this guy came over, and I said, well, I would like to see the maitre d'. And he came over, and he was very nice. And we said, look, we've done many cruises, and in actual fact, we used to work on them. We know the score.
We've never been knocked back.
But we've never had this situation. So all of a sudden things changed, and we couldn't do enough for us. Couldn't do enough, and then we gave them a few bob, and
no, but
they looked after us after that, which is good. Mm. Yeah. But there's no leadership. It's just Alistair. There's we never even saw the hotel general manager, who's the purser. Now normally you'd see him around, but
we didn't see the captain. We didn't see anybody.
No, it was.
Well,
that's because they all stayed in Sydney. They just switched it on to remote.
Yeah.
I mean, I've just done 2 weeks on Britannia, and it's so strange because the barman don't serve you. A public room steward comes up to you, takes your order, and the barman pours the drink, gives it to the public room steward, who then brings it around to you. So there's no connection with the bar at all, apart from the PRS.
You can.
And
it's been like that. It's been like that.
It's been like that in 1975.
No, but it's
in the lookout bar on the Arcadia. Our barman, he would never speak to a punter. He wouldn't allow.
Really?
They weren't allowed near the bar. If they came anywhere near him, he'd go off his head to get rid of them. They weren't allowed near the bar. Nowhere.
Yeah.
No.
What bar was that, Steve?
In the lookout bar on the Arcadia. Only the PRS had to look. Everybody had to be seated. Nobody came up to the bar. He wasn't.
It was a hatch. It was a hatch.
No,
it was an open bar.
Lookout bar.
It's a cool bar.
Beautiful bar.
On
Was that Frank you're talking about, Steve?
Frank, yeah, absolutely. I'll show you.
Frank Whitcomb.
He was a law unto himself.
Yeah.
But what you find now is on P&O ships, even if there's seats at the bar and you sit there, the bartender does not take or serve you your drink.
No.
A steward will come to you, take the order.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird. In fact, I did a cruise on Oceania, and their so-called pub bar, which was very small, there was probably only about 8-10 seats around it, and they were sort of fairly close together. And you could be chatting to the barman and say, "I'll have a gin and tonic." And the next thing, he went over the side, did it, and gave it to the steward. And he walked round and gave it to you.
Oh. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. No, it's strange. But this ship's the old. Sorry. Dawn Princess. It's a nice ship. It's a beautiful ship, but there's no organisation. When you get on board, you have to go up to one of the little restaurants, the little Asian restaurant, I think it was, and you have to sit down and you have to try and get into the restaurants at night.
Crikey,
if you can.
And if you can't, where do you eat?
Well, you have to try
and
get
go to
into
the buffet. I'm not eating with those animals up there. Sorry. You know, it's like a pigsty up there.
It's terrible.
Yeah, that must have been.
So what we did, we ended up.
Hence the $700 for 4 nights.
Yeah, but we ended up, mate, mum, 4 night, my walk off was 1,400.
Well, that's a casino. The roulette table.
Oh, so you come up with a profit. That's good news, Macca. That's good. So Steve,
No, but they've taken all the bar stools away now, so you can't sit at the bar. They've all gone.
Right.
Which is a shame, because you used to speak to the barman and you'd leave a tip and he'd make cocktails for you, and you'd have a good yarn to them. But now it's, as Alistair says, you got to give your drink to a public room steward.
Yeah.
I mean, even the casino, you got to call the public room steward over.
Yeah, but that's normal.
You can't walk up to the bar. There's no one at the bar.
How many?
When I walk up to the bar,
how
the
many
public room
barmen
steward
have
says,
they
"What are you
got
having?"
behind the bar?
Yeah.
Is it a one man? Is it a one man band? The barman? Is it one barman or is it
No.
2 of them?
Some have got two. It depends how busy the bar is.
What's that
Yeah.
little bar called? The little whiskey bar.
It was a beautiful whiskey.
Smoked.
I tell you what, the ship is actually lovely. It's the
It
old
is.
Dawn Princess, and it's a beautiful,
ship.
beautiful rooms.
Mm.
Yeah.
But it's P&O now, so it's 3-star. We're well, probably top side 2.5 star if you go to the pantry.
I thought, what's it? Who used to be the maitre d' that died?
Jamie.
No, the other one that used to be on all the time on Facebook all the time.
Oh, Bob.
Bob. I thought Bob would be turning in his grave. He used to sit there with his list of passengers, and when you first got on, and first and second sitting and all that, it was all organised. You knew you had your table.
Bob
Whitmore.
Bob Whitmore.
Bob Whitmore.
Mm.
Yeah, he always, all the maitre d's had everything organised. There's no organisation whatsoever.
And that's without the aid of a computer.
Exactly.
They did all that.
Exactly.
And everything is, you walk in for breakfast. What's your cabin number? Well, who cares? Breakfast free. Just give me a table.
Yeah.
What do you want my cabin number for? It's just.
Yeah. That must have been frustration on that. We've all enjoyed cruises, but if you have a bad experience, it really does.
But I was also, every cruise we've gone on, we've been given a table. We've been allocated a table.
Yeah.
So we've looked after the steward.
You get to know your steward.
And you get to know your steward. And you give him a tip. Well, I always tip him when I get on, and I always tip him when I get off. And I tip him well, and he really looks after us. But on this cruise, the poor stewards, they wouldn't have got any tips because it was all open seating.
Yeah.
Anytime dining. So these poor guys are working their ass off for nothing.
What nationality are they, Macca?
What's that?
What nationality are they?
Filipino.
Indian, Filipino,
Indonesian.
all Asian. There's even no Croatians now, or who are the other lot? Croatian and Hungarians. None of them.
Not Hungarian, Polish.
Wow.
Polish. No. All Asian.
A few of the girls in the shops were English. A couple of the entertainments were English. Rory, he's been around for years. He's still on there.
I got caught out though the last day. I went up to the Oasis, which is the adult area, and we were talking to one of the fitness guys from South Africa, and one of the waiters walked past, one of the PRSs, and said, "Hello, Ian, how are you?"
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Mr. Ian, how are you?
Yeah.
And Deborah said, "How do you know his name?" And he said, "Gin and tonic."
And it was only a 4-day cruise, so
Yeah, done well there. It's lovely that.
He kept me in gin and tonics in the casino.
That's interesting to say that nobody sitting at the bars, as we were on the Regal Princess in April, and all the bars were open. You could sit at the bars. The barman served. Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think each ship might be different now, Stevie.
Yeah. So we're going on the Azura in August. So
really? Oh, that'd be nice.
You're doing a lot of cruises.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what the situation is on that. I don't know.
So it'll be good. It'll be good. Taffy, who's that behind you?
Well, I put that up because I 99.9% sure that's me on the Dawn Princess in San Pedro about 5 years ago. The Dawn Princess was, I think it was sailing out of on the west coast, and that guy he's the chief purser.
Yeah.
And he was my assistant barman on the Pacific Princess.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
What's his name, Taffy?
Tim Ellis. He's
Aye. Yeah.
but he's a real down to earth. You'd never, I mean, you could never see him as, I shouldn't say, but I'd never imagined him as a purser. But this is how cruising went after I left.
Yeah.
They kept on. There were so many ships they chased, and fair play. He's done really well. God bless him. And he invited me on board, and we had lunch. And I still better looking than him now, you know.
Well,
And I remember giving him his 21st birthday, and I big cream cake faced him, and he was pissed as a flat. It was his 21st birthday. I got a great set of photographs, and I made a video out of it and sent it to him because he's living in Malaysia now.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you know he was on there?
Well, I was in Santa Monica, and whenever I go to Los Angeles, I always book a flat in just south of the pier in Santa Monica, and I always book a flat for a week. So I fly out, pick up a car at the airport, drive to the flat, and have a week there before going on a road trip, you know, out into the desert. And I was there and looking at Facebook, and it wasn't to me the message, but he had put a message up, arriving in San Pedro tomorrow morning. I thought, well, bloody hell, I couldn't believe it. So I drove over Pacific Palisades down into San Pedro and booked into there's a little motel there now, not the one we used to go to. That's a real. It's only about 4 blocks away, and I met up with him in the San Pedro Hilton. There's a Hilton down there now in San Pedro, and we had lunch. And then I went off on my road trip. And when I got back 2 weeks later, he invited me on board for lunch. So it was a great meetup because
fantastic.
We were at the 86 Olympic Games together. We worked together for that. Was it the 86 Los Angeles?
84.
84. It might have been 84 or 86.
84.
And it was brilliant because he's actually, believe it or not, he was born in Cardiff and brought up in Cardiff. And so I had this young kid who was just turning 21 from Cardiff, and he was just like I was when I was 21. And I thought, bloody hell, but now he's chief purser, you know. He's had a really good career.
How long do they do? How many months do they do now?
Oh, I think, well, it's all changed over the last 2 years with the corona. But he had to go out and, you know, when the ship was trapped in Japan?
Oh, yes.
In the corona?
Yeah.
The corona, and when it all started, and the ship was trapped in Japan, well, he had to go out and sort all that out. And so he's been stuck out at sea for months and months.
No.
Yeah.
But I think it's really good conditions for them because he's, you know, the chief purser. They're the 3 top officers. They all got their cabins together on board. His cabin is like a big, massive office, and there's the chief engineer, the captain, and the chief purser. Yeah. And same as you, Dave, on the Hebrides.
Absolutely, exactly the same as me. Not.
And you saw Dave's cabin on the Hebrides, didn't you?
I'll tell you what.
I sent you that video.
It was the size of a flipping broom cupboard, was it? Flipping heck.
One other
What about-
thing I got to say though, before I stop yakking, as Fruity looks to the sky, did you enjoy my video about Ireland with the Irish boys?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Mm.
Did you see that
Brilliant.
yesterday, Macca?
I've not seen it yet.
No, I haven't
I didn't
seen
see yesterday one. I saw the other one before when you were
Well-
over there.
Watch yesterday's. It's on Seagoing Friends, and I sent it to you personally on Seagoing Friend on
Okay.
Macca and Debbie.
it.
Just click on the link and it'll take you to YouTube, and there's some lovely music on it
Yeah, I'll
with
have a look.
load of pictures of Des Milliken.
Oh, okay. Actually, talking about that, I'll show Callow tomorrow because I'm going up to see him tomorrow
Great.
and staying overnight.
He'll love it
So
because
I'll
I put
take it
some
up
nice
with-
music on it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll show Cal. Talking about purses, Fruity, what's happened to Polly? Has he gone back?
I don't know, because funny enough, I was going to mention he was very much the same as this guy. You know, he
Yeah,
started
yeah,
off as a
yeah.
bellboy and ended up as hotel
Chief
general
boss.
manager, didn't he, Al?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Right
I
on.
don't know if he's
Can we
home
go
or
out?
not. Obviously, I'll find out when I go down there in end of July if he's about.
It was his birthday. What, a couple of days ago?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was
Go
recently.
down,
Yeah,
go down where?
yeah.
Dave, go down where? Where does he
When I
live?
go to well, he lives in the same place as Alan. He lives at Wharton.
Well, that's going up, isn't it?
Yeah. They're going across,
Sorry?
going across and up a bit, isn't it?
You go up and
to
across
Alan.
to Alan, don't you?
Yes, it's North Essex, Wharton on the Naze. Well, that's where
Yeah.
Polly lives.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
There or it might just be in Frinton, but it's no. I think he's still in. I think his mum and dad were in Frinton, and he was in Wharton.
Right.
But if
All right, well, we might.
if Alan doesn't know, Ray Pritchard probably will.
So, Fruity,
Yeah,
sorry, my ignorance. When would that guy? I don't know who you're talking about, but what year sort of thing would that guy have been a bellboy?
75 on. I was
75.
bellboy on Canberra in 75.
Yeah.
74,
And,
75.
and from bellboy he went through the ranks and to,
Yeah.
to hotel manager.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't
He
know
was-
that was
he-
possible.
Yeah, I think he like went. Well,
Right,
I
Dave.
think he left in '86 when the rest of us went, and then he went back. And I think he must have gone back as, as a contractor.
Mm.
And he went back to Princess because I'm trying to think. The last time I saw him at sea was on Sun Princess, and I was on Sea Princess, and we were in San Juan together. And I went over
What year was
there.
that, Dave?
Phil was,
What year?
well, it must have been '86
6.
because that was the last year. We did a Christmas winter season out of Fort Lauderdale around the Caribbean on Sea Princess. We got out there just before Christmas, and I think we came back about April time. And Polly was
All right.
in the main bar on Sea Princess, and Phil was a bar manager. And I can remember going over there and having a few drinks with him. And then, so I guess he would have got the severance in '86, the same as the rest of us. Then he just didn't settle at home, so he went back. And I think that's when he started to work his way. What he went back as, I don't know. But I can remember when we were at Bobby Vole's funeral, Princess Cruises flew him home from Singapore, I think it was, to attend the funeral. And there was 3 stages, if I remember rightly, Al. You were admin deputy purser, crew purser, and then the next promotion was executive purser, which then became HGM, didn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was why Princess.
And all that's on the job training, Alistair. That was on the job. That wasn't going to college or anything.
Beyond?
No, that was all on the job. In fact, on Britannia, Colin Pomeroy. Do you remember Colin?
No, I know the name, but I can't say as I know him.
Public room steward on Canberra. Well, he was actually the hotel services director, but I never saw him. I never saw him. Because you just
I never knew that was
see
possible.
officers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I left too early.
Yeah.
Stephen, the sad thing is what goes up also comes down. And that's where it upset me because I thought I'd hit the top spot as cursor on the Hebridean Princess, but in my district, the last one is on Potwash.
Yeah, there you go, Dave.
So,
But a very, very well paid one, I bet.
Yeah.
So, Alistair, which way did you start at the top and work your way down, or was it the other way around?
No, I started off as a cadet.
Very good. Who was cadetting with you at the time that we might know?
Graham Billett.
Oh, same time then. Yeah.
Yeah, Graham Billett, Neil Martin, Rob Morley.
Yeah.
Tiny
Morley.
Steve Mann.
No, Steve was before me.
Yeah, Steve Mann was a JAP on Oriana when I joined in 74, along with Salty Sea Dog.
Right.
There was Dave Stevenson, Salty, and Steve Mann, and a guy called was a Welsh guy, Gareth Hope.
What about John Stewart? John Stewart? John, ginger hair. John.
Oh, John, no.
John Andrew.
John Andrew, yeah.
No, John Andrews about your time in the hour.
It was just after me.
Oh, after you, yeah.
So, Alistair, were you with Graham Billett and the boys on the Canberra when you first started off as cadet?
No, I went to Oriana.
Oh, right.
There was myself, a guy called somebody, and Steve Brogan. 3 of us went to each ship.
Right. So I remember the boys being on the Canberra. I remember Graham when he came on. Yeah, I was in the restaurant then. I was winging, I think, but
yeah,
because you used to do it, didn't you? You used to do all the jobs, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I worked down in the engine room, on the bridge, in the laundry, helping the fruit machine mechanic.
Alistair, I remember you in the Stone Gallery most of the time.
Yeah. I was observing.
I just happen to remember seeing him up there a lot.
But Alistair, you can see behind Pete Stevens, you're still working behind the bar there.
Yeah, that was on the IP, Pete, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, senior frogs.
Frozen, Pete's frozen.
Oh, he's frozen. He's frozen.
Yeah, no, that was senior frogs.
Is that senior frogs, Pete? Behind you?
Yeah, that was my last ship, the Island Princess. My last ship, the IP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Did anybody see the news about Roy Wakefield?
No.
Yeah.
What?
He passed away last week. Yeah, I wanted to Derek had posted any details about a funeral or anything. Did anybody sail with Roy?
Roy Wakefield.
Yeah, I did. Canberra.
Yeah, I
think.
sailed with him. Yeah, I sailed with him.
Yeah,
I think it was Canberra.
Another Wakefield.
Yeah, it was Canberra, Dave.
Yeah, it was.
If I remember rightly, he was in. He was in. If I remember rightly, he spent a lot of his time in the cricketers.
Yeah, that's right.
Is there another Wakefield?
Didn't you sail with him, Alan? Taffy, didn't you sail with him?
Yeah, I sailed with. I remember sailing with Roy Wakefield.
He's a lovely man.
Yeah.
Dave, wasn't there a Joe Wakefield? Joe? Was it Joe
I'm not sure. Well, what I remember about Roy, he used to move quicker than any other PRS on board. If a punter came into the bar, he was like a rat up a drain pipe. He had the order in and served before the next other PRS got a shout.
So,
barman's dream.
Oh, loved him.
Loved him.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
I think it was cancer related anyway. He must have been probably late 70s.
Right.
Name rings a
I
bell.
didn't even see a
I
post
wonder
about it.
whether
Who put-
anybody, I think he lives out. I think he lives out near.
Yeah, I never saw a post for it
Say
either.
it again, Pete, when you come back on. You're frozen at the moment. All right. When you come back on, say it again.
That London Wi-Fi again.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
Have
back
another
on.
drink, Pete.
Go on, Pete. Say that one again. He lived out where?
I think he lived out near Allen, Bacon.
Oh, over
and
that way.
Essex.
Another
Right.
one on the
but,
Thames, is it?
Another one for the dark side.
Alice will know him, sure of it.
Yeah.
I'll say goodbye because we've got to have dinner, and
Well,
Alfie wants to go out.
we are going to say goodbye, Debbie, because Colonel will need to edit most of this out again. Obviously, I don't know why, but I'm sure he will.
What do they say? Fucking Aussies.
I know.
That's what it is. He said it
Well, he's
disturbs
gone back
my
to bed.
sleep pattern. Yeah, yeah.
I know.
What a guy! What a guy!
Well, listen, have a think between you. If there's anyone we might know on the Azura who I can badger.
Ah,
Where
Well,
are you
mate-
joining it? Where are you joining it, Steve?
Malta.
Malta.
Fly out to Malta.
For future reference, Steve, book Carnival, and then I can get you looked after. Ask the Colonel.
Carnival.
Azura
Yeah, yeah,
fan.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
book any
Yeah.
Carnival, you'd be right.
Any carnival?
Drinks.
Yeah, thank you.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Carnival.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
great.
See you
That's
in 2
bet.
weeks.
Bye, Debs. Bye.
all right,
Good
boys.
day.
We all better start waving, and then Colonel will see us waving. He'll know when it comes to it. But Macca will be keeping in touch, obviously, with me and Fruity for plans. It's very sadly, Pete might not be there. He might be in Croatia up until the 26th. Sadly.
Oh, well.
Okay, you give a wave. We'll stop recording. Stop recording. Right, that's right. Yes, we've stopped.
Hello, everyone. This is Oscar from Ollie's Pocket with Oscar Tales. Oscar Tales. P&O Princess Cruises. P&O had entered the oil rig service in 1964. Now in 1970, it expanded by joining together with 4 American companies to search for the black gold in the North Sea. In 1971, they took over coastline ferries and road haulage companies for £5.6 million, operating on the Irish Sea and the North of Scotland routes. Sir Donald Anderson retired in 1971 and handed the chairmanship of P&O to Ford Geddes in the autumn of that year. He was only to last 18 months after the Bovis debacle that saw P&O shares being suspended twice on the stock market and the shareholders reject the acquisition of Bovis. He resigned, and the new chairman was the 3rd Lord Inchcape. However, under Inchcape, P&O actually did eventually buy Bovis Building Company in 1974. At the end of Sir Donald's reign and the start of Ford Geddes' chairmanship, the McKinsey company being hired to restructure the unwieldy company that P&O had become over the years, with 127 companies, all reporting to a central board. All All these companies now lost their individual names. Such famous names as New Zealand Shipping Company, British India, Northern Haines, etc. all disappeared. Instead, there was a passenger ship division, a bulk and general cargo division, ferries division, etc. This meant easier control of the company. The bulk and general cargo division had a new funnel of livery of light blue funnel with P&O on it. In 1970, had seen the new P&O building in Sydney, right on Circular Quay, and most operations in London were at Beaufort House, and the new P&O building on Leadenhall Street in London was mostly rented out. The ongoing drain of passengers on the Australian routes by the airlines meant that line voyages were becoming less and less, and most ships were cruising now. The board considered buying its first purpose cruising ship, the Spirit of London. In 1972, Orchides left Sydney for the last time on her last voyage to England. As the Suez Canal was closed, she went by the Cape route. On the way, she rendered assistance to the Norwegian ore carrier, Berge Istra, who had a sick sailor on board. She took him into the ship's hospital, and after treatment was landed in Cape Town, South Africa. Orchides carried on to England and ended her P&O service. In 1973, Oronze became one-class tourist class for 1,400 passengers and became a full-time cruising ship. In November 1973, Orsova hit the headlines with 300 passengers and crew going down with dysentery and had terrible publicity. She went for scrap shortly after. Iberia had constant engine trouble since she was launched, and she also now went for scrap. Another ship, now not needed for operations, was Himalaya, and she made her final trip to the scrapyard. In 1973, Oriana became a one-class ship tourist class and went cruising from England and Australia during different seasons of the year. In 1973, Canberra was sent to New York to do a whole season of cruises to the Caribbean. The first few were lightly booked and she was laid up for a few weeks while an intense publicity blitz was organised on TV and radio, featuring unheard of cheap prices to fill the ship. It was so successful that the ship was full, but hardly making a profit. Then came the hike through the year of the fuel oil prices. Every time we got to New York, the price went up. Then came the cruise we went aground in Grenada and stuck there for several days. We had no damage, but the snapped cable from a pulling tug went through the bars of the laundry window at the aft end and decapitated a laundry worker. The next voyage with Jock Leviva as captain, we went aground again for a change at St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands, another 3 days before we got off. On the return to New York, we had 3 days for checks and repairs and then set off again for the Caribbean. All in all, by the time we returned to England in late September, Canberra had lost £500,000 and was put into layup, and the board considered scrapping her. However, they relented and she was given a 10-week refurbish as a one-class ship and started her first of many world voyages in 1974. Not with me, however, as I was now on the new Spirit of London, doing Mexican cruising from San Pedro, Los Angeles. While Canberra had a disastrous season on the east coast of America, the new Spirit of London was a huge success on the west coast, doing 8 months Mexican cruising and 4 months Alaska cruising. Her main competition was the chartered ship Island Princess. The owner, Stan MacDonald, agreed to sell the company to P&O, and then P&O bought the Island Princess and her sister ship, the Sea Venturer, from her owners, and renamed the ship Pacific Princess. The Spirit of London was sent to dry dock in San Francisco and was refurbished, and her name changed to Sun Princess. So now the new P&O company had 3 princess ships, Sun, Island and Pacific. The new company had an ABC television network pilot movie shot on board, Sun Princess. Then the TV company signed a contract for a series to be made and featured Pacific Princess. Although filming was done on board every year, a greater part of the series was done on a sound set in Hollywood, with copies of the ship's interior being built for that purpose. For nearly a decade, P&O Princess had free publicity on the Love Boat as it screened week after week. In America, cruising became synonymous with the Love Boat and Princess Cruises. It absolutely made the company's fortune. In 1975, Aronzi ended her career on the 28th of September in Hong Kong. She was then sent for scrap in Taiwan. In 1979, Arcadia came to the end of her sea service. She had been the first ship to cruise Alaskan waters and ended her days cruising in Australia. Princess Cruises had proved to be a very good investment, and as the 1970s drew to an end, she was the pride and joy of P&O. All her ships displayed their white and blue funnels with the Sea Witch emblem, and proudly emblazoned on her sides were the words P&O. Well, that's all, folks, for this week. From Oscar. Oh, and always remember,